whoever here wants to answer the question, what is independent cinema, for the sake of our audience?
अगर आपकी माँ एग्री हो जाती है कि उनके गहने बेच सकते हैं आप, आपके एफडीज और फादर के जो भी पैसे हैं, आपके बैंक पूरा खाली हो सकता है, और दोस्तों के कपड़े आ जाएं, कुछ फर्नीचर्स आ जाएं कुछ, और ये सब लेके आपने अगर फिल्म बना दी, उसके बाद आपको मालूम नहीं क्या करना है. सो ये है इंडिपेंडेंट सिनेमा मेरे लिए.
I've auditioned for, I think, both of your films at some point. I was told that Shurjit Sarkar makes independent films with commercial actors. Huh? Do you accept that allegation?
Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure to welcome you all to this very special occasion, the curtain raiser to the inaugural edition of the Waterfront Indie Film Festival, Mumbai. My name is Asad Lalji. I'm the CEO of Avid Learning. Independent cinema has long been a space for daring voices, experimental storytelling, bold visions that come together to push boundaries of the medium. Unlike mainstream commercial cinema, indie films thrive on the powerful ideas, intimate stories, and the courage to tackle subjects often ignored by larger studios. Yet, creating independent films is part of the journey. Equally important is the platform that allows these films to reach an audience. And that is precisely why we are today, the role of the film festival to nurture independent cinema. For a decade, Avid Learning has been curating film-centric programming that goes beyond the screen, bringing together directors, writers, critics, cinephiles, from workshops on screenwriting and filmmaking that dives deeper into film journalism and appreciation, whether decoding the future of cinema through AI or spotlighting the impact of documentary storytelling. Tonight's event is a proud part of Cinema for Change, an ongoing series that collaborates with filmmakers and festivals and storytellers to showcase independent voices, environmental narratives, emerging genres, and global perspectives, focusing on how films shape culture, spark dialogue, and broaden the way we see the world. And this brings me to the task at hand. The Waterfront Indie Film Festival, Mumbai, the Daily Eye, Rangashila Theatre, National Gallery of Modern Art, Mumbai, and Avid Learning present The Art of Independent Cinema, Curating for Change. A special thank you to Ms. Nidhi Chaudhary, Director of the NGMA Mumbai, and Curator Shruti Das for hosting us here tonight. To tell you more about the Waterfront Indie Film Festival, please join me in welcoming founder, The Daily Eye, and co-founder and executive director of WIF Mumbai, Vinta Nanda.
Good evening, everyone. What begins as a spark often turns into fire. And tonight, that spark, a conversation among friends, has grown into something we would only dream of, the very first Waterfront Indie Film Festival 2025. WIF was born out of an idea, the independent voices matter, that cinema created with honesty, courage, and imagination deserves its own space. A space to be seen, heard, and celebrated. Where better than Aram Nagar, Mumbai's living, breathing cinema village, with its cafes, studios, and theatres buzzing with stories, from Rangshila to Sathes, from Versova Social to Silk Road Cafe and Maverick Studios. This neighborhood has joined hands with us to turn a festival into a movement. And of course, the journey would not have been possible without the believers. Sameer Nair at Applause Entertainment, who said yes when all we had was an idea. Neville Tully, who gave us confidence with his faith. Firoz Khan, who brought depth by connecting us to Hemant Chaturvedi. And our own program director, Sagar Gupta, who co-founder of Kashish Pride Film Festival, whose instinct and energy have anchored us. Along with Varsha Jain, Deepa Bhalerao, Swapnalekha Basak, and Aditi Mathur, who've given us and this festival its pulse. So here we are, from a conversation to a community, from a dream to a festival ready to take flight. Above all else is because of Asad Lalji and his absolute support, Avid Learning and Sagar Bhagat, that we are opening in such a grand way at this most beautiful NGMA. Our special thanks to the Ministry of Culture, Maharashtra. Now, a festival is nothing without a steady, fierce heart. I'm honored to invite to stage Deepa Gehlot, our festival director, acclaimed writer and critic who has shaped WIF along with me, with vision and fierce love for cinema. Deepa, please join me here. No camera is so wide that can take our pictures. And Avnish Mishra, actor, director, and writer, also co-founder with Deepa and myself, who gave WIF Mumbai a home, Rangshila Theatre in Aramnagar, Versova. Avnish, you're right here. And now it's time to let the images speak for themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to join us in unveiling the curtain raiser, showreel of WIF Mumbai 2025, in just 3 minutes, as soon as Avnish says a couple of words. Avnish.
बहुत ज़्यादा तो नहीं बोल पाता हूँ मैं, बट बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। ये जो इंडी फिल्म फेस्टिवल है, वाटर फ्रंट इंडी फिल्म फेस्टिवल, मैं बहुत भाग्यशाली हूँ क्योंकि मैं दीपा जी से फिर से शुरुआत करूँगा, 2 मिनट आपका लूँगा। जब मैं यहाँ पर मुंबई आया था तो मैंने सोचा था कि मैं एक थिएटर ग्रुप खोलूँगा, तो रंगशिला थिएटर ग्रुप खोला। बट मुझे कहीं ज़मीन नहीं मिल रही थी कि मैं कहाँ पर कैसे थिएटर ग्रुप, कहाँ नाटक करूँ, क्या करूँ, पागल हो रहा था। ड्रामा स्कूल से आया था और छोटे शहर में थिएटर का सीन अलग है और बड़े शहरों में, मेट्रो सिटी में थिएटर का सीन बिल्कुल अलग है। तो मैं एनसीपीए में दीपा जी से मिला और दीपा जी ने वहाँ हमें एक ज़मीन दी। ज़मीन मतलब थिएटर नाटक करने का मौका दिया। वहाँ पर सेंटर स्टेज फेस्टिवल था जिसमें हमने एक नाटक किया, द ग्रेट राजा मास्टर ड्रामा कंपनी। तो वहाँ से मेरी जान पहचान हुई और फिर हमने अपना एक रंगशिला थिएटर ऑडिटोरियम खोला, रंगशिला थिएटर ग्रुप बनाया। फिर दीपा जी आई, विंता जी आई, तो 2 खूबसूरत और प्यारी लेडियों के बीच में मैंने ये संकल्प लिया कि इनके साथ मिलकर कुछ कर सकते हैं। तो और मैं बहुत सौभाग्यशाली महसूस कर रहा हूँ कि हम इस वाटर फ्रंट इंडी फिल्म फेस्टिवल के जो है एक छोटे से सहभागी हैं। तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप लोगों का। प्लीज़ आप लोग सपोर्ट कीजिए। हम लोग ये पहली बार ये फिल्म फेस्टिवल करने जा रहे हैं, तो आप लोग जितना सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं प्लीज़ कीजिए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद विंता एंड दीपा जी।
Thank you, Vinta, Deepa, Avnish, for that wonderful introduction to the festival, and many congratulations to you all for bringing this platform to Mumbai, and look forward to attending it next month. And now, without further ado, please put your hands together and welcome our distinguished panel of speakers. Columnist, author, and festival director, Waterfront Indie Film Festival, Mumbai, Deepa Galot. Actor, director, and writer Rajat Kapoor. Director, producer, and writer Sudhir Mishra. Director, writer, producer, and founder, Film Festival Director, Kashish Pride Film Festival, Sridhar Ragayan. Producer, director, and writer Sujit Sirkar. And our moderator for the evening, actor and producer Richa Chadda. Thank you all for being here in such large numbers. We have a few friends joining us online also because they couldn't make it. And over to you, Richa, and look forward to a fascinating conversation.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here this evening in this oasis of intellect called South Bombay. Thank you for having me moderate this session. I just want to tell you that I didn't want to do it because I had told Miss Nanda that I risk offending people here because they are all much more acclaimed than I. And for that reason, if there is a question that you dislike, if you find it cheeky, to already gustaki maaf ho, but for the most part, the questions will just be a starter and then you guys can talk among yourselves. And that is the least scary scenario for me. Thank you. The reason I didn't want to do it, apart from the fact that they're all very accomplished, although very, very nice people, is because I think I've been in the limelight since 2012 actively, and I have been on numerous panels for the changing roles of women in Indian cinema. And then the other second best topic for cinema moderation is usually things like changing face of society via independent cinema. Now, I'm stuck because my first question was indeed for Sudhir Mishra. So while we wait for him, uh, I will try to make it as less boring for you and for me. So I would like to ask whoever here wants to answer the question, what is independent cinema, for the sake of our audience? Whoever wants to jump in, what is independent cinema?
I would say independent in its thinking, first of all. I mean, besides the market factor and independence of that, even I think more precious than that is, how culture moves from one generation to another, and there's a history of cinema, of course, and a history of arts, and you kind of grow up on that, you learn from that, and then a truly independent film would be which is ready to destroy all of that, which is able to say, I admire all this, but this is not me. And this search of what is me and my expression for that, I think that is what independent cinema stands for me.
Yeah, hello, good evening, everyone. मेरे लिए I think the independent cinema is, अगर आपकी माँ एग्री हो जाती है कि उनके गहने बेच सकते हैं आपके एफडीज और फादर के जो भी पैसे हैं, आपके बैंक पूरा खाली हो सकता है, और दोस्तों के कपड़े आ जाएं, कुछ फर्नीचर्स आ जाएं कुछ, और ये सब लेके आपने अगर फिल्म बना दी, उसके बाद आपको मालूम नहीं क्या करना है. सो ये है इंडिपेंडेंट सिनेमा मेरे लिए.
मैं भी आपसे इत्तेफाक रखती हूँ.
And no, I agree with Rajat what he's saying, of course, but yeah, but to chase that, I think ये parameters बहुत ज़रूरी हैं. Ideas तो आ जाएंगे, ये नहीं आएगा. ये आपको sacrifice करने के लिए ready रहना पड़ेगा. So मैं समझता हूँ independent cinema के लिए ये बात sacrifice करने के लिए आप राजी हैं. क्या होगा फिल्म का उसका मत सोचिए. ऐसे उधार ले लीजिए, आप बना लीजिए, फिर देखते हैं क्या होगा.
Yeah, I agree, both of them. Rajat saying it should be a breakout idea which has not been seen before. It's your own idea, basically. You are the only person to tell that story. But again, I also agree with Sujit, basically. Independent cinema jiska koi nahi hai. Sirf tum hi ho, you are the only person and nobody else is there with you. There's no production company, there's no investors, there's no market forces believing in you. You have to steam it forward at your own per se. I mean, and you'll gather people on the way, So you need to gather a set of independent people, like independent actors, independent producers, independent distributors. All of them should come together to push it ahead. Otherwise, where will it go, So I operate in the far end of the independent spectrum even. LGBT cinema does not even have the backing of the independent cinema. But yeah, that's basically the passion of carrying on your own true vision is what I would call independent cinema.
I'm not a filmmaker, but as an audience member, I'd like to say that when I was growing up, so there was such a thing as cinephilia. And we used to go to distant places and watch films which we would otherwise not get a chance to watch because this was the days before television, before OTT, and film festivals are difficult to get to. And so we found ways to watch these films and to use a common term, have our minds blown all the time. Because we said, but why don't we get to see these films more? Why don't we get to see these films in the cinemas? Why don't people have access to films? And somewhere I think that memory remained in my mind. And when I met Vinta one day, just over casual lunch, and we said, we were naming a few films and saying, how to see these films. We've read about this. We've seen how to see these films. And we said, well, let's have our own festival and invite these films. So that's how it happened.
Thank you, because we really did need a film festival in that part, especially since the only one we've had for for a few years now, that is sort of grown over time, is always tentative. You don't know. You reach September and then you wonder, is saal Mami hoga ke nahi hoga? So we were there last year and it was fantastic. And I hope for the sake of cinema, all film festivals come back to Mumbai because we are the largest producer of films in the world, this country. And again, since Sudhir Bhai is not here, let me start. So, yeah, you all get one question extra. Although once he arrives, we can all thoda sa relax because he will speak. I wanted to say, so if I hear you correctly, independent thought makes for independent cinema, correct? And not the cast. Because when I would go and audition for films, like I've auditioned for, I think, both of your films at some point, I was told that Shurjit Sarkar makes independent films with commercial actors. Huh? Do you accept that allegation?
No, I would say I've been fortunate enough. So I started with an independent idea. But then I was fortunate that these populist actors agreed to work with me. So then I changed my independent cinema into populist cinema. So that's how I reversed it. But the basic, when we started with, and all the films that I did, because my background is also documentary, so it was always to document a life in certain way. But क्या है ना कि I think I was lucky enough that all the films worked commercially also. So मैं कहीं बीच में हूँ, इंडिपेंडेंट और कमर्शियल के कहीं बीच में हूँ. कहाँ पे हूँ मुझे भी नहीं मालूम. जिस वजह से I have more problems also. Because then every time, every film idea that you're taking, and also what happens is, once your film has done well in box office, so there is a pressure which you take upon yourself कि now what, and वो pressure कोई देता नहीं है आपको, वो pressure आ जाता है आपके पास.
Luckily, I've never had that pressure.
So then what happens is, no, it's good. Now, even I didn't have that pressure ever because I never took that. That's why I produce all my films. I have never been to studios ever, so I produce all my films. So जैसे बोला ना मैंने माँ के गहने बेच के ही फिल्म सारे बनाता हूँ मैं, and I do all the other kind. So what I do is, if you have to chase your idea, so आपको जुगाड़ लगाना पड़ेगा इधर से उधर से. एक्टरों को भी थोड़ा सा आपको you will have to tell them, you'll have to little take them on your side so that they are ready to work. So I would say that somebody accuses me of that, but I think I'm fortunate enough that the populist actors have agreed to work on these ideas. So yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I mean, I don't know आगे जाके करेंगे भी कि नहीं, हो सकता नहीं भी करें, because then box office results are now for me is diminishing. So you don't know what's going to happen next.
So two things. First, आप बोलते हैं आप कहाँ हैं, मैं बोलूँगी आप वहाँ हैं जहाँ जब एक्टर को क्रेडिबिलिटी चाहिए होती है, then they go to the manager and say कि यार शुरजीत सरकार क्या बना रहा है यार, बताओ ना, थोड़ा मुझे अपनी इमेज सुधारनी है. So आप वहाँ हैं. It's still aspirational for a whole lot of people. And as far as diminishing box office, it's a global trend. If you go to film festivals all over the world, that's the only thing they're discussing. How we can no longer afford to shoot in, say, LA. How film productions are moving to countries like the UK or Australia, which offer better rebates. So please, थोड़ा और कम load ले लें आप.
ठीक है.
ठीक है. I want to ask someone in the audience, which Rajat Kapoor film is this line from? मैं Chinese हूँ, मैं Japanese हूँ. What? Are you telling me the actors improvised? Yeah. Well, it's one of my favorite films of all time, Mithya. And speaking of Mithya, which is the film industry, this Maya Nagri that we all live in, I want to ask you, what gives you the motivation to continue making films? Like, I've had the privilege of reading 3 or 4 of your scripts. They truly are independent in that they often go into the world which is totally bizarro, and it goes into a space where you start to question your own morality and your own understanding of human equations, or like, you know, a whodunit story about a murder that sort of happens in a house, and people continue to play a game on top of the dead body. और a man who decides कि मैंने दुनिया बहुत देख ली, अब मैं कुछ बोलूँगा ही नहीं, जो मैं आँखों देखी होगी वही मैं बोलूँगा. So what gives you the perseverance, or is it that you think that you can't do the other thing, it's not true to you?
Which is the other thing?
The other thing is to, you know, sort of, I guess, you know, okay, this is the normal trajectory, because I have a lot of filmmaker friends who went from independent and crossed over to sort of larger films, including actors. It starts off with a great deal of honesty for the story, and somewhere along the way it becomes like, after a point, even for a studio, even for a director, and there is absolutely no judgment there, because you want bigger budgets to tell your story properly. Maybe your need is that you need a nice drone and, you know, great rigs and great lenses, and all those things cost money. So that is the other thing, where you sort of, you know, make a little calculation, adjust some things in your jigsaw puzzle, apply your own version of jugaad and sort of move.
Okay, so two different things. I'll try and answer both. Why does one make a certain kind of film? Is because there's something from within which is pushing you to make that film. That film is really crying to be born. And now I realize, after having made a few films, that there is maybe a kind of a pattern to these people. Maybe these are films about obsessive men. So I can see now some thematic continuation. So obviously there is something which troubles me enough for me to come again with a similar story or a similar character in a different world, though. And I do believe that I make films, or anybody pursues his art to discover somewhat about the universe that we inhabit, but even more about who we are. And I think that is the journey that keeps pushing you to work, to discover yourself. The second thing, I'm not interested in making a film that is not, that I'm not completely involved with emotionally, philosophically, aesthetically. I will not make a film like that ever. I'd rather sit at home, write something, read something, do a play. But this is very important to me. So now I have to work in a different way. I have to keep my budget so low that I try and get as much complete independence to make the film that I want to make. And that's why it is hard. Of course, it takes 3-4 years to find even little money for such films. Yeah, but I think it's a journey which is worth continuing for me, obviously.
Please, don't you ever think of giving up. Please, we need your cinema. We watch it, we love it, and we remember it. Thank you for that. And I think that I can safely say, for at least the people sitting here, none of you are able to do things that you don't believe in. Yeah, that's the reason why we are all sitting here.
I think that is a very good definition of independent cinema. And, it's not just the people here, but anywhere in the world. And I'm sure people whose films will be shown at the festival, they are driven by that extreme ownership, I would say, about the kind of work they want to put out.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, of course, it's what he's saying about independent films, of course it is true. It is also true for a person who is blowing up the car 20 feet. There's a passion there also. So there is no problem as such कि कोई उस पर विश्वास करता है कि नहीं करता है. But I think there is a passion to do something. The only thing, I just want to put in terms of independent cinema, because I belong to Delhi and I have seen there also an independent documentary filmmakers very closely from Delhi at that time. I'm talking about 90s. So the difference, what has happened is now and then, the technology. So then, the technology was not available. I mean, if in case I had to make a film, for me, just to think that I have to get a camera itself, that itself is a task. मतलब मेरे को कैमरा बनाना पड़ेगा, ऐसा है. So yeah, I'm telling you a fact, because to get a camera or a 16mm camera or a 35mm camera or a high band camera or a Betacam camera was a distance dream to, you can't. So the technology has moved on. So, and then, for example, first time when I was making a short film, it's an 8-minute short film. So I was given one 16mm camera, which is like 10 minutes, 9 minutes to 10 minutes. So now, how do you make and plan and do and everything on that? लेकिन हो जाता था, ऐसा नहीं. But now the technology has moved that now it's available. Now it's all about excellence in this technology that you can adapt. So, like Mridal Sen did Bhuvan Shom, NFDC produced it. But it was rarely, I think people have seen that film. We have seen in Shakuntalam in Delhi or some Doordarshan or something. But he made that film, Bhuvan Shom, then 1969, independent cinema, his first film. So there were films which were from that golden period. Filmmakers were taking all kinds of chances. I would say people were taking chances then more. I agree. And during that time. And now I think, of course, because of audiovisual medium, it's available all over. So I think now I feel you're more used to it. Now you have to excel there. So for them, I feel that golden period of independent cinema was then actually for me. Yeah.
I agree. Actually, when I got the writer for this moderation, it said in the last 10 years, I wanted to say India has a glorious legacy and history of independent films that we've all grown up watching. And I don't think they would have been possible without support from the state, without support from NFDC, without support from other grants and funds, and without the opportunity to show them in theaters. Like I remember as a 4-year-old, my first exposure to Shyam Benegal happened at this theatre called Falak Numa in Delhi, where my parents dragged me. They were both teachers in the university, and it was an open-air theatre, and it was very, very affordable for all families, and people would just come there and watch cinema. That culture, I feel like we must inculcate. So, bravo. Please continue to do more film festivals, because that's the only way it goes on. Sridhar, coming to you. When I think of the Kashish Film Festival, from what it was to what it is today, what it means to filmmakers from the queer community, I just think that this is all your perseverance and resilience in the face of God knows what. क्योंकि आपकी सर्च में तो बहुत filter हैं. मतलब there's independent and then there is independent and then now and then you see offshoots like the Queer Muslim Writing Project, which I was associated with last year. How does that make you feel? The fact that something you dreamed of truly, which was so niche and which catered to only a certain kind of people, now is so accessible and gives so much hope to so many.
Yeah, when I was starting off, I started making LGBTQ films in 2001. I was doing a very successful television career, which I left. And because I want to tell my own stories of my own community, there was hardly anybody at that point of time. So it's been a lot of barriers per se. So वो barrier को पार करते करते थक गया अभी. It's been a long time. Basically because everywhere there's a barrier. You're talking about censorship barrier to films, that's one. And funding barrier is there. Then also none of the actors wanted to do these roles of a gay or lesbian characters. Those are the barriers. And of course, the distribution is a different barrier. So it's been a lot of barriers, but I would say, once you have passion, you just overcome these barriers. That's the way I've been. But I just want to bring out the fact that like audience के mind में दो ही तरह के films है, एक theater में लगने वाली और एक film festival में चलने वाली. उनके लिए independent cinema का एक ज्ञान, I don't think there's a definition of independent cinema for them. So theater में चलने वाली, and also independent films when we make them, we still have to seek the mainstream commercial companies or actors and everybody to support it. Otherwise, it'll never go away. So we usually, when we make the independent cinema, when we're going to the theater, finally we need to have the multiplex to support us. That's one. And also the OTT platforms. So we are going to the commercial to support the independent to reach out. Because independent cinema can only reach out so far as a film festival, you know. But beyond that, to reach out to millions of people, you need the support of commercial cinema, commercial apparatus. That's what I would say, you know. And that's a tragedy, unfortunately, in India right now. Because in US, if you go, there are independent cinema houses which screen these films, you know. They give you a 1 week slot. That's fine. At least a 1 week, one show run, you should get that much at least without having to pay lakhs of rupees, you know. So I feel that like a film festival like this would be very helpful in showcasing, but we need to push beyond that. Kashish has been trying to do that. It's been showcasing LGBTQ cinema since 2010 for the last 16 years. We have pushed all the barriers. We have been managed to get the clearance from the censor board, I mean, the INB ministry, all that is happening. And we managed to get funding from corporate houses who believe in giving a little bit of money. They what they call their DEI funding, diversity inclusion funding, which is also drying up now. But for me, I'm happy that we are able to kind of bring forth a good crop of independent LGBTQ filmmakers. They're not LGBTQ themselves, you know. They're making films on LGBTQ issues, you know. And we have supported them and kind of had theatrical distribution of the films, you know, in PVR Cinema for a week. So that these are the milestones for us, you know, having LGBTQ films distributed in theaters. Also, we kind of distributed through Disney Hotstar and MX Player. We distributed LGBTQ films to reach a wider public. So right now, these areas also blocked right now. Unfortunately, there's no platform for short filmmakers to exhibit their films in an OTT platform. I don't think JioStar is picking up a few of them, but really short films have nowhere to go once they make the film. They have to subsist on YouTube or their own other platforms. And an Amir Khan can put it on 100 rupees and get the traction, but for you to get that traction on YouTube is going to be very difficult. Suppose you have invested, like say, 50 lakh rupees to make a film. To get that 50 lakh rupees is a nightmare. I'm just saying it from my own experience. But I think right now, I'm very happy that more platforms are there to support LGBTQ cinema. There are more people coming out openly. And I think after 2018, reading out on Section 37, there's more openness. But still, I would say, we don't get enough place at the tables. Suppose there's an OTT show. How many LGBTQ, non-LGBTQ people, of course, they're LGBTQ people in all departments, but how many out LGBTQ people are there who are running these shows, who are writing these shows, who are directing these shows, who are acting in these shows? So that's still, I think we need more space at the table. That's what I would say. We have come so far, but I'm sure the younger generation will take it ahead for sure.
And big props to you, because Kashish itself is such a new film festival, not new in terms of age, but in terms of social acceptability. And yet they fund short films by new young upcoming filmmakers. They give them money actually to make the film, and then they have screenings. I saw one such film. I saw all four that you had funded last year, and they were all glorious. They all dealt with very complicated things like coming out, or like for a trans person to go to the beach for the first time and remove their shirt and enjoy that, or just the naturalness of a homosexual couple, and how it was not portrayed in any kind of cliche or any kinds of, they were just having a couple stiff. So that was wonderful, and I think it's amazing that you're able to do that, and I hope that there are more ways in which cinema can be supported. Small anecdote from our side, last year we produced a film called Girls Will Be Girls. It was meant to go to the thank you. Thank you. Last year, so we were meant to, as a part of the platform sale thing, we were meant to, screen the film in like 300 to 500 theaters. Now, each theater costs you money. Like each print costs you money to have the film there, and of course then there are marketing costs, and then there is this vague, sort of very shady thing which is called P&A, which I think all of us have been like. which all of us हम सब उसके क्या बोलते हैं हम उस सब उसके भरे हुए हैं, मतलब उसको सहन करके हम यहाँ पर पहुँचे हैं. P&A is called publicity and advertising for those from outside the industry, and sometimes you can make a film for 3 crores, but to publicize it can take as much as 5 crores. So it makes no sense. That also explains the backlog of cinema that we have now post-COVID. It's a huge, huge bottleneck, particularly for small films. And it stands in the way of films getting a decent release. So in that way, OTTs are great. But what do you have to say about this kharcha of making the film? Uske baad kya?
See, Richa, there are my observations, very personal observations in terms of independent cinema. Now, from last many years, I'm trying to support as much independent cinema as I can. This year or last year, there was a couple of, one went to Venice, one there, and all that. But I still couldn't able to release those films. Now, the two aspects to it, what I figured out, I'm still supporting it. Number one is that the new independent filmmakers, I don't know what has happened, but something that their budgets have gone up. They are no more an independent film. They are coming to me with a budget of 4 crores. I said 4 crores is not an independent, it's my budget. So I cannot support. I mean, you come with a... so then I produced a film which is a 60 lakh where I also came with some... So that gives me an opportunity to support as many independent films I can. Because I love independent films. I've grown up with... We're watching them. So there is this... So, and also when they come to me, for example... Okay, they think that, okay, he's made this commercial films, so I can ask a budget from them. But that film does not have that bandwidth of distribution where I can, get that money out. Fine, for passion, I can lose once, I can lose twice. But every time I won't be able to lose money on an independent film, which is budgeted high. But a 4 crore film, if it is done on a 40 lakh or a 50 lakh, I know where I can get for example, I'll keep a 10-year period and I will somehow recover the money. It's not that instantly I will go and recover the money. That's the problem number one, which I am facing with the independent filmmakers. Number two, the most important factor in distribution is a wrong audience. I'm not talking about the right audience. I'm talking when the film reaches a wrong audience, that's when the problem happens to the film. For example, this film releases somewhere in some town, because you will have to have a very specific detail. Where will you release the film? आपने बोला South Bombay, intellect का जगह है, आपने एक hall में कर दिया release. There are many filmmakers, film lovers who will go and watch that film. But what about the rest of the shows? What are the rest of the week? Up एक दिन you can fill up the hall. 2 days you can fill up the hall. Rest of the days the halls will be empty. So hall distribution will say we will not keep it empty. Now you will have a deep pocket to hold on to it. We don't have a deep pocket. People keep example of lunchbox. But lunchbox का example कितने दिन दोगे यार? It's not a lunchbox में the entire industry came in. Yeah, exactly. The entire industry came in and everything, everybody supported that film and it came and what it became, So Lunchbox is a good example. Every meeting on a PPM note, I've given an example of Lunchbox को देखो ऐसा business किया था. तो मैंने बोला यार उसके बाद बताओ मुझे कोई film. There is not a single film that you can, calculate in that sense. I guess little bit of a Masan, Rodan, or some films, has done that. So these two parameters to find the right audience, where that you will have to figure out with your distribution team. You cannot just go, okay, I'm going to release 400 prints. Let's say 200 prints, and 200 prints also is expensive. Per print is 25,000 almost, 20 to 25,000 cost. So where will you release this? So problem is to find the right audience and where they are. If there is 2 film lovers who are in Jaipur and you release the one whole theater, कोई मतलब नहीं है उसका. But to find it, okay, चलो अंधेरी में आपने कहा आराम नगर में एक हॉल में रिलीज कर देते हैं, ticketed show. Then it works. Then you can start collecting money. So because you make an independent film, but you're thinking that I am going to release like a proper commercial film, it's not possible.
No,
It's not possible.
There are other things. One is, A, there is no audience. You know, we keep, and that audience, whatever little there was to start with, has disappeared after COVID. Because habits really changed and people really stopped going out to cinemas to watch at least our kind of films. I can tell you for sure. Now there's like, abhi aa jayega YouTube pe ya Netflix pe dekh lenge. People don't want to pay money to watch our films. Fair enough. Why should they? You know, when there is so much else happening. But that change has happened now. Even 10 years back, they would go out and watch Naakhun Dikhi or Mithya or whatever. Not anymore. So no, that's over. So now way to release the film has become, so this right audience, I don't know where the right audience is.
Well, I have two thoughts on this. One is, sorry guys, I'm taking the name of another film festival and a grant called Tasveer, which persisted with its own kind of cinema, gave grants to upcoming filmmakers, they had a fund. And now we see they have a little theater in somewhere in America. But it's still commendable that they are able to have a theater and run. So, कैसा लगेगा आपको if we all pool in some money and buy a movie hall in Juhu, where we can show independent films or interesting films. And I know that I'm not the first person with this idea. I know everyone, like from the spectrum of Abhay Deol to I see you
There
guys
should be
nodding.
a cinematic. There should be a cinematic. We won't do it. I'm sure Shivendra Singh Dungarpur will do it. And Shakuntalam in Delhi. Like
Yeah, in Delhi, it was Shakuntalam. It was more or less all the shows. It's only one show. I saw all the what you can say films of Shyam Benegal or
And Hungarian films and Czech
all
films.
kinds. All were there in that film. German films, which all were there in Shakuntalam. So there was a dedicated theater in Delhi where सारे ये जिनके पास पैसे नहीं होते थे वो वहाँ
No,
ticket
but you're
ले
right.
जाते
A
थे.
cinematheque in every big city in the world, there is a cinematheque which shows only independent films or art films, as they call. And it would be a dream to have one in Bombay. Even if there are only 30 people in each show, to keep running that cinema. And it's possible. I don't know how much money will it take here. It's possible.
So,
Very big audience capacity. I would say have 4 screens of 50 seats. Enough, you know. You have diverse cinema and diverse audiences coming in, and just 50 seats, 4 screens. If you just build a multiplex, whatever is Cineplex, I would call it. So it'll be a great idea.
ये अच्छा आइडिया, लेकिन मैं तुझे बताता हूँ कि इंडिपेंडेंट सिनेमा अगर बनाना है ना, सबसे पहले ये डिसाइड कर लो हाउ मच लॉस यू आर गोइंग टू टेक. क्लियर कट कि इतना लॉस तो मैं ले लूंगा. देन यू आर ओके, बिकॉज देन यू बिकॉज ये इंडिपेंडेंट सिनेमा चलेगी नहीं कभी. it's only chalega when patronage agar milta hai to. Otherwise, because I'm seeing this since 80s, I'm telling you, all the films, not a single film could recovered. The only thing you can do is reduce your budgets, how much loss you're able to take it, and how happy you are making that film. If these 3 elements are there in your, this you can figure out with yourself, you're happy with it. Somewhere कोई ना कोई देख लेगा आपकी film in due course. हमने भुवन शोम देख ही लिया है. अभी तक बहुत लोगों ने जिसको देखना था देख ही लिया है. 69 की फिल्म है, लेकिन इसको टाइम भी लगा. उसको गरम हवा लोगों ने देख भी लिया है, देखा है लोगों ने, ऐसा नहीं है. So people have seen it.
Shujit is right. And, but the idea of the cinematheque eventually will not be to make money. It would be a money-losing proposition, but it is essential.
or we can do what the big cinema chains do, run a cafe outside where one samosa is for $500. Then the F&B takes care of the ticket prices. I do think a big reason why people are not going to the cinemas is because everyone's more broke than they were pre-COVID,
No.
and tickets are expensive.
जैसे कोलकाता में हमारा सिनेमा देखने का एक कारण हुआ करता था क्योंकि हॉल के लॉबी में बार हुआ करता था.
ऐसा ही कुछ इनोवेशन हमको चाहिए.
तो आई एम टेलिंग यू, कोलकाता के ऑल हॉल्स के लॉबी में एक बार होता था. So you go and take one drink and go into the theater. Interval में आओ, एक और drink, finish the film, come back, take a drink and go back home. So and cheap. So that's what we
And
can
every
do.
film is a good film.
I mean, a lot of people don't know that in Kolkata every film had a bar. Yeah, every film theater.
That's a damn good idea. Is there a person here with the last name Bijli or any other? Okay, well. So as we speak about independent cinema and footfalls in theaters, we also have in front of us a model which is seemingly working, which is the model of Malayalam films. They stand out, and whether it's independent films like All We Imagine, they always have. And now Kerala is actually offering money, like a shooting subsidy, to come there and shoot. And one of the more regarded festivals from India is the IFFK, which happens in Kerala every year. So now, do you think, Sridhar, coming to you, the reason for the success of these films is not just that they're made at a smaller budget, but also they are super rooted stories, and there is a cap on ticket prices in the South? What is it about North Indians that... I'm not asking because you're South Indian, by the way. I'm just saying... No. What is it about us and this... Like in Punjabi, there's a word called anak. Why is it that we are not looking at this as a model? Why is it that ticket prices are not being capped? Why is it that हमारा सिनेमा एक पूरे तबके को exclude कर चुका है? पहले जो लोग जाके चंदन, I live very close to Chandan, my heart broke when it was demolished. It's still like a parking lot, and it's right next to an existing multiplex. So to me it makes no sense. But why is it that we don't do it, guys? I want to ask the big guys, not why a small fry like me has got to ask this question.
Yeah, I really think, Kerala has a huge movie-going culture. I was showing my film in 2018 in Kerala Film Festival, and at 9 o'clock in the morning for a Hindi film, there was 300 people who have come there, I mean, for me, I can't even imagine. And it's not even a commercial film. It's like a film on HIV/AIDS. That's a film I've made. And 300 people at 9 o'clock in the morning crowding the theater. I said, what? There's no sex scene in this film, I'm saying. But it was like a pleasure. People believe in cinema, and also they believe in the casting the right person for the right role. That's what I feel. I mean, that's something very prominent, because you have an array of around 40 great actors, all looking different. They're not looking alike at all looking different, and all are the greatest actors. I mean, and also, as you said, you already answered your question. They're rooted in the culture. The stories are rooted in culture. Every time they're telling a new story, ticket price, you have answered all your questions yourself. But that's the only reason I would say you need to really have, I don't know, you can't make business out of movie. You need to have one set which is a business set, one set which is art-oriented or promotion of good cinema, That is right now wiped off from India right now. Earlier, Akashvani existed, and there was a promotion of good cinema, support for good cinema, like NFDC used to fund good cinema. I mean, what we call good cinema, quote unquote, But right now, all that is dried up completely, We are at the mercy of the corporates and the industrial. And I mean, for me, to answer your question, I subsidize my cost by going to crowdfunding. 50% of my cost is crowdfunded, So I don't have to pay back the 50% to the people who have invested, because they love me, they believe in my cinema. Only 50% will be paid back to the investor. So I've already cut down my cost a lot more. And even if I give them 25% back, they'll be happy. But it's not easy. I mean, for everybody to crowdfund is not easy. And I'm knocking the same doors again and again. I've got to keep on coming to Richa, give me money. It's not fair at all. So I need to stop that, yeah. So I think really we need to look at a model where we have a balance of both the things coexisting at the same time. Independent cinema and commercial cinema, both are needed. Both needs to have the sustenance in some way or the other.
Yeah, Richa, I think what you are asking is, it's quite difficult in terms of, because you're asking about accessibility. Now, accessibility एक बहुत बड़ा debate है. अब इसका कोई logical end नहीं आएगा उसका, accessibility का. A Marathi film like Sairat is also an independent film. Right? I consider it as an independent film with an absolutely new faces, new idea, new filmmaker. But now that film connected. So there are many Marathi films like that that connected well. And they, now, उसपे आप you can do a thesis on it and say कि इसमें accessibility क्या है. You can, you know. What connects उसका accessibility कैसे आप decide कर सकते हो?
No, I don't mean accessibility.
Say, for example, let me tell you, I come from Bengal, and in Bengal, the independent cinema movement is completely gone. Nobody, and I belong to a place where independent cinema was thriving. With the, you can say, populist cinema of Uttam Kumar or Suchitra Sen, and also Ghatak's film or Ray's film, they were also surviving there. You know, so they had, the people were talking about it all everywhere, but the discussions ho raha hai, panels ho rahe hain, radio ho raha hai, everything, it's automatically going on. Now, a state like that, a place like that, where independent cinema has completely washed out, इसका क्या लॉजिक है? कोई लॉजिक है ही नहीं. मैं क्या मतलब क्या बोल सकते हैं कि the liking for cinema has gone down, the IQ has gone down. What? I mean, you don't know what it is.
First of all, what I meant by accessibility is that even like 5 years ago, you could go and watch a Salman Khan film for 80 rupees. I guess you still can in some theaters like 80 Galaxy or whatever. But there is an entire class that can no longer afford to step into the multiplex. That's what I meant. It's a question affordability. पैसा.
लेकिन वो आपका ऑडियंस है भी नहीं. Let me tell you. वो आपका ऑडियंस है भी नहीं. जिस ऑडियंस की आप बात कर रहे हो कि सस्ते टिकट में जाएंगे, वो आपकी फिल्म नहीं देखने जाएंगे. वो आप जाएंगे, वो जिसका नाम लिया आपने, उनका फिल्म देखेंगे वो.
नहीं, वो ठीक है.
लेकिन मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ, वो यू विल नॉट गो एंड वॉच दैट फिल्म. आप कितना भी टिकट उसका 2 रुपए भी कर दीजिए, आपको यू विल हैव टू, देयर इज अ कॉल टू गो एंड वॉच दैट फिल्म. फॉर एग्जाम्पल if there is a for me, if there is a Martin Scorsese film, I even don't want to see the trailer. I'll just go and walk to the theater, buy the ticket and get in. I'll see what he's showing me. I think that love for the maker or the actor or whoever it is, that's there in commercial cinema. Okay, इस actor को है तो I am a fan, I love this actor, मैं पूजा करता हूँ इसको, I'll go and watch it. But we come from an independent film background where we love directors, writers, you know. So there are many filmmakers. There is a Christopher Nolan film, I'll go and watch it. So I'm saying there is that pattern. आज भी अगर कोई रे रहता और फिल्म बनाता, मैं आंख बंद करके देखता, whatever he would have made. So I would not have stopped myself and and not watched that film.
But this is an interesting thing that Sujit brought up, that why is the cinema movement itself dying? What has happened? What change has come over in the last 40 years that there was an audience for this kind of cinema? It's completely vanished. It's quite bizarre. Some social change has happened, which we are not able to obviously articulate, where our needs have changed and we don't need cinema as an art anymore, or we think we don't need cinema as an art anymore. It should do something else, that over generation.
या मेरा एक, in my office when we discuss, तो मेरा एक इसमें theory है कि अभी सबको जो मीठा medicine चाहिए, bitter medicine नहीं चाहिए किसी को. So if there is and medicine is going to be a little bitter. So that I think that's pattern has come where you are not able to digest or taste a bitter medicine. You just want something all tasteful. Possible.
Also, the pace of life has increased. You want to see pacier films. You want to see action. You want to see loud comedy. Everything has been loud right now.
I disagree with the pace. I disagree completely.
Not in the 70s there was no Manmohan Desai. And
pace.
Sholay, those films were still there, and yet at the same time there was an audience for other kind of cinema.
What was this film that came in abhi kuch din pehle Netflix? Adolescent. It was a 4-hour film. One single shot. You can call it, a normal audience will call it a boring film. But world over, people sat for 4 hours and watched it in one binge. So I don't agree with the fact that life has become really pacey. I don't agree with that.
It's not true that
if you give them something,
film
they will sit.
Would be slower.
Yeah.
It can also be pacey.
आजकल वो slow burn भी एक तरह से गाली ही लगता है. आपकी फिल्म slow burn है. अच्छा, आप गाली दे रहे हो, अच्छा बोल रहे हो, क्या कर रहे हो? ऐसा लगता है. So I'm saying, वैसे आज कुछ बहुत सारे रिव्यूअर्स हैं, शुरू ही करते हैं स्लो बर्न से. गाली दे दिया, फिर अंग्रेजी में बोलना शुरू करेंगे. उनको फिल्म ज़्यादा समझ में आता है. So anyway, point is this कि pace is not an issue. अगर पेस अगर इशू होता तो आप पंचायत बैठ के नहीं देखते. So that
What
means
about emotions
something.
drying up? Are we all emotional as we used to be 25 years ago?
Yeah, even,
I'm not emotional
even
anymore.
Malayalam cinema also. I mean, if there are a lot of people who are watching outside Malayalam industry, they are watching it. They are sitting down and watching it. So that means something is hooking them there to watch it. I agree that theatre में शायद जो change over हुआ है, वो एक हुआ है. That effort and comfort factor change हुआ है. But patience कम नहीं हुआ है. I don't agree there. Yeah.
Seeing it from the point of view of the media, I think Kerala में जो हो रहा है and what is happening now and continuing to happen. One is that cinema is being the festival and cinema is being supported by the government. So for every festival, you don't have to go with a begging bowl and say, "Bhaiya, paise de do, festival karte hain." I was just in Kerala in December, and 1,000-seater auditoriums were full, and they were not commercial films. What I think, if I may use the word Bollywood without anyone objecting, is that somehow we have decided that our cinema is now, when we have festivals, nobody talks about the films. They're talking about who's wearing which designer and posing on the red carpet. So we've created a whole ecosystem of stardom and glamour and money, that which film got 100 crores opening weekend, rather than saying, but which is a good film? You know, if people on the street, the rickshaw wala is saying, "Arey, wo picture na uska 100 crore ka business hua." They are not saying it's a good film. The film festivals, nobody is covering the film festivals from the point of view of the cinema. You don't find that in Kerala. The media there is also covering films, and you find the biggest stars and directors walking around among the audience in, casually dressed in their lungis, and they don't have entourages, and they don't have, so they have created that culture where cinema is respected. We have lost that culture. Unfortunately, in Bombay, Mumbai, we have lost that culture. For whatever reason, there's money, it may be money, it may be glamour, it may be whatever. But I, for instance, myself stopped going to Bami because I said, yaar, either se udhar bhage film dekhne ko, and in the end you don't even get to see it because everybody is like chasing after a star. Same thing happened with Iffy. It just became a glamour thing. Where is the cinema in all that? So hopefully we will try to, promote cinema over glamour.
आप ट्राई कीजिए, देखते हैं अभी.
हाँ, ट्राई करते हैं, फेल भी हो सकते हैं, लेकिन ट्राई तो करते रहना चाहिए ना.
नहीं, of course. I mean, I'm with you on this film festival, but yeah.
Having said that, guys, on a note of hope, I would like to say, in this week in the cinemas, you have Sabar Bonda, winner of Grand Jury Award from Sundance. You have Homebound, the EP is Martin Scorsese. It opened at Cannes, it went to TIFF. And the third film that you must watch opened at Berlin, Jagnuma. There are all these amazing options that are available to somebody in Mumbai. Bad Girl. It's a Tamil film. Yeah, Tamil film called Bad Girl is also playing. I think Vetri Maran is the producer on it. So these are films that are available to you. You can go and watch them. And it would be nice if you can go and watch them, because then when you say these films don't make money, then part of the... you have to give some money also. You have to do your bit.
And if you can't go to watch them, just pay us money here. It's okay, we'll take it.
No, but I also think the multiplexes somehow conspire against these films, because they'll have them in Malad running at 11 o'clock in the night, or in, some... or not even 10:30, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
How on earth are you going to catch them?
Yeah, distribution is a big issue there. They're doing it. I mean, but the show timings, these kind of films are watched by people who also working or students. So for an 11 o'clock student or a 12 o'clock is fine. Then again, the next show, all the evening shows are taken by big films. One show should be there at least for people to go and watch this kind of film. So I was in the beginning, was talking about Deepa, was the distribution system. Where and who and what, and finding that right place, right theater, right audience, and release it there exclusively. You might not... I'll tell you what happens, a problem in independent films. It's not the theater which is full. Problem is the theater which is empty. That's the problem. That back calculates into your minuses. And then they think this film is not working and they will pull out the show. So within a week, these shows are gone.
Yeah. That is the... And now, what's tougher for producers actually is the fact that if the film doesn't hit a certain number, it's like a trap. It's like, please go to the cinemas before you come to the OTT. And you're like, okay, I'll go to the cinema. And so your publicity kharcha is on you. You go to the cinema and 2 crores watch your film and you make 51 lakhs. And then you come back and they said, oh, but it's a massive flop. We can no longer pay you the X amount we promised. I think the solution lies in what Avnish does for theatre, which is the independent cinema, because we don't have enough screens. That's also the other thing. If we had a landmark in a city, and all big cities have it, LA has it, London has it, New York has it, where certain kind of films play, all big cities have it, and people who want to watch a good film, like how you switch on Mubi when you're in the mood for something very eclectic and intellectual, that's how it should be. एक तो जगह होनी चाहिए शहर में.
नहीं, बहुत ज़रूरी है because I have seen it has a devastating mental effect on directors and makers. I have seen that when the film doesn't run on the theater with so many friends, it can be devastating, and then it's very difficult to again come up and get an independent idea and to make a film. So the challenge is, all these years of filmmaking, now the challenge is not how the film should not affect me the day it's releasing, because I'm already in my head calculating that this will not recover. So now, and also the criticism that I have to take. And next time when I have to go and sell this film, I have this great idea, that's it, boss, they will calculate with my last box office what he has done. Kya kiya hai aapka film mein? So that has a very devastating effect. So now you will have to get that out of your head. So बाकी चीज़ तो हो जाएगा. कोई ना कोई आपका पैसे वाला दोस्त होगा जो दे देगा पैसे, आप बना लोगे फिल्म. But what is the aftermath of that? You get yourself be ready for it. That's what. पहला फिल्म सब लोग बना लेंगे. आज नहीं तो कल किसी तरह से बना लेंगे. But to not to succumb to that aftermath, that's the choice. That's the challenge actually.
I would argue that it has a devastating impact on society itself, because a lot of the viewing then becomes solo, and then you're watching 8 episodes of something on just your phone, whereas when you're watching a movie in a theater, you're laughing together, there's a scene with awkwardness, or there's horror, you're giggling in fear. That's a community experience at the end of the day. There's great catharsis in that.
And the very present example is what's happening at Regal, what Shivendra Singh Dungarpur is doing. It's amazing. To watch Space Odyssey with 1,200 people is another experience. Really.
Well, that is certainly one way to do it. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, see, it's both ways it works. Like, for example, I watched F1 and I watched it thrice. I loved it so much. The experience of it on an IMAX. So there are both sides to it, kind of films that you watch. So ऐसा है तो अभी क्या करेंगे? The situation is like this. But I think the best is in independent cinema कि आप बना लो, and so that you again get up and again you have an idea and again you try make that film. That's it.
Something which you just talked about, like the demoralization of the directors. Right now, I'm facing that because like everybody who's seen the film said, wow, it's a great film. It should be seen by everybody. But how do you show it to everybody? There's so many, that's why right now I'm feeling like, do I need to make another film? Do I need to tell another story which is not reaching everybody? So we need to be careful with the writers and the directors to support them and moralize them. I don't know how with no solutions right now, but it's very demoralizing. So right now, most of the OTT platforms are saying we're full up for the next 2 years. Before that, they said, okay, release the film and come to us within 30 days of the release. And I went within 30 days of the release, and they said we are full up for 2 years now. So what do you do then? And what are the way to recover the money, whatever little bit of money you have invested in that thing? So we need to really figure out about the mental health of the directors and there's a whole new topic, of course, but really important to talk about. Thank you for bringing that up.
Well, if the directors are not in a good headspace, they're going to make absolutely strange things. That also will have a devastating impact on society. But here, let me ask you all a question. That very good crowd, English everyone is privileged coming to South Bombay Gallery of Modern Art and all. And we also, there's lots of people here, very educated. What is it that stops? Because, for you, a person like Ronnie Lahiri being your producer and your sounding board and sort of saying, "Main aata hu, aap karo," that's so important. The need for such producers is so important, that believe in you and are standing by you through and through. What stops, again, people in the film industry? Earlier you'd say कि ज़्यादा पढ़े लिखे लोग नहीं आते. I don't know if that's true or not. I wasn't born here. But now there are lots of people with degrees and MBAs. Why is it that the bigger head honchos of global networks keep selecting some or the other MBA to be the deciding authority to select films? ये मेरे platform पे जाएगी, ये मेरा algorithm, this is my niche. And we have access to all this and we meet people from all over the world. Why is there not one person from the industry who says, you know what, I know VCs, I know hedge funds, this is the risk, this is the monetizable streams of revenue. Let's make a fund and, this is 100 crores. You can make 10 films in them, or you can make 3 films in them, or you can make 100 films in them. But this is how much money you have to return, and these are the funds you can access. Like there is there's a Chanel grant that gives you 2 crores that you don't have to pay that money back. It's soft money. Where is that person? Why doesn't that person exist in this country that gives the world Satya Nadella and Sundar Pichai? क्या हम लोग बेवकूफ है क्या? नहीं ना. So why is there no such person?
Not a person, but an organization. NFDC was meant for this purpose. I don't know where the purpose has gone now.
The NFDC people would argue we still exist. They just announced their lineup for the Film Bazaar. And they will say that we are trying to do all we can. However, on that note, I would like to tell you that the NFDC promised us X amount for a subsidy for Girls Will Be Girls and gave us only half. And when I told my co-producers, they said सरकार से पैसा निकालना बहुत मुश्किल है, वो सब कुछ पहले ही ले लेती है. So I don't know, but just my little bit of frustration. But don't you think we need a wheeler dealer hustler, head honcho, MBA type of finance person who can do this?
Yeah, of course, we need that. But I think the first thing is, let's understand the core fact that a producer is not doing, like, he's not a hustler, he's a creative guy. So if the producer is a creative person and he understands your vision, that's what is more important. And then he will figure it out. You can't say, okay, he's a producer, he's just bringing in some hustle and get money. His love for the film, his love for the director, and bringing much more to the table, making things possible, giving the director really an environment where he doesn't have to worry. I think that's so important for a producer. हम लोग producer को वैसे नहीं देखे कि वो लेके आएगा और director की vision को really he should lob it actually, So that's what we need.
Can I say one thing? The truth is that every aspect of filmmaking is extremely joyous for me, from writing to shooting to editing. But every time the film releases, I go into a kind of a depression for about a couple of weeks. Because the day of the release, you realize, shit, it's again that 9 o'clock show in the morning and one at 11 p.m. That then you go to the cinemas to watch it with the audience. Okay, there are 20 people, 23 there. And it is really depressing. But it lasts for a week or 10 days, and then, so I'm saying, we're talking about all the terrible things that independent filmmakers face, or the scenario generally is like in this country, but that doesn't stop people from making films. And that should not stop people from making films, because the idea, because the idea of the film is it's bigger than any of this, And when you make a film, it's not for this Friday, You've done something which will live beyond you. And I think that is what is really important.
Yeah, a film is important, a film is forever. But one would argue even mainstream cinema is really struggling to get people back into the theatres. That's also true. So it's kind of
So
leveling.
habits have changed. You know, people don't now. They would go for four times a month. Now they go maybe once a month, and they say, okay, let's wait for the big one, and we'll spend our money on that. Everything else we'll watch on at home. You know, that has changed. It's a real change, and that I think you can't do anything about that.
अभी कोई फ्री में खाना खा रहा है, उसको एक बार गुरमे मील 1000 रुपए में मिल रही है, तो वो साल भर फ्री में खाना खाएगा 500 रुपया देके 4 लोगों के साथ शेयर करके. That's what's created the change in the consumer habits. You were going to say something.
I was just saying that despite all the problems that cinema is going through, I see a very little glimmer of hope in that Karan Johar has produced Homebound.
Yeah.
So if a big production house like Dharma and YRF and Amir Khan Productions, Amir Khan produced Lapata Ladies, which I saw personally in a full house in Bandra. Lapata Ladies. So if these production houses who are making their 100 crore weekend wale filme, if they put a small percentage like Karan Johar did and took Neeraj Ghewan to a different level altogether. Now, whether Neeraj Ghewan on the basis of his art, I mean, Richa knows she's worked with him, can sustain that, and people will go and see the film. Are Karan Johar ki picture hai, they will go and see it. Maybe they will like it, and then maybe they will go and see the next Neeraj Ghewan film. So, all hope is not lost, but there is very little. That's
No, you're right, Deepa. And Karan's been doing it for some time. Even for Homebound, what he did is really extraordinary, undoubtedly. So people like, as I said, we also support every year 2 or 3 independent films. But for us, the threshold of the budget is not that we don't have that much threshold. We can fund 3 independent films. We can put, certain amount of money. Somebody else also partners with us. Camera, technology, lighting comes and being a partner with us. Camera department comes, DI comes. So all we put it together and then we create that film. So every year we're producing 2 or 3 independent films, but somehow few of them, manage to get out and but OTT platforms has helped for sure, and I see a lot of good writing and good films on OTT also. It's just not the OTTs. Because of OTT, there has been a lot of improvement in writing rather than films, I guess. What I'm seeing now.
I sense a feeling of dejection here, but I'll tell you from my point of view, independent filmmaking, that once you have your infrastructure, your camera, everything set up in your own studio, making at home, you do your own writing, and once you have that, digital cinema is very economical. And I haven't had any problem financing my films. But the distribution and exhibition that I think, we need areas in the city that encourage this atmosphere of the film festival. The same atmosphere as a daily thing.
Sorry, ma'am. What I was trying to say is that you will somehow make your film. But all problem starts after you've made the film. That's when you have to be strong enough to deal with it. That's what I was trying to say. Nothing much, yeah.
There's a filmmaker, Reema Das, who's doing phenomenal work. And then she works like this. She has her own camera. She spends 150 days shooting it. Yeah, and then she's doing great work. Yeah, so that is one very valid way of doing it.
The other way I want to say is, why is a Zara embroidered top cheaper than chicken curry kurta? Because one takes 300 hours to make, and the other one is machine embroidered, and they make 50 per day or whatever. So again, we come back to economies of scale and structure. I also feel like a production company like Dharma, which has like a certain number of releases, and then they have this one-off. Or say even yourself, when you have a film with, say, Bachchan Saab and something, this bouquet is a great way to think about independent cinema. At least that slate, if you have that slate, then you can, I don't know what you, but you for sure. But yeah, this is one way to do it, no?
This is what studios were supposed to do, and this is what the great Hollywood studios did in the golden age of Hollywood in the 40s and 50s. They would make 8 films for commercial success and 2 for Oscars, for prestige. This is the idea. They would still do it, but not here. That idea itself is not every film has to make more money than was invested in, and it's a warped idea. Why does every film have to make money? You're right. You make 10 films, out of that 8 are making money. You can lose some money, somewhere. Nobody wants to.
Because there are boards and investors and IPOs, and also it does something to the psyche. This whole short attention span argument. If you have a short attention span, I was having an argument with a music director friend of mine, and she said, तो क्या हुआ यार, पहले गाना 7 मिनट का होता था, फिर 6 मिनट का, अब 3 मिनट का, अभी तो 1 मिनट में इंस्टाग्राम में देख लेते हैं सब, हुक होना चाहिए. I said, हाँ, but if you have a short attention span, you'll also forget the injustices that were done to you. You will also just listen to one peppy party song when you're jogging on the beach, and you will not have the experience of a symphony or a Drupad and have that experience that music is supposed to give to human beings and to even animals. You play a song. Have you seen videos of animals grooving? So I feel like art is so important to society, but somehow I just feel like a big bunch of suits sit in a room and then they can't like this whole ticket prices thing also is very baffling to me.
Yeah, I mean, or we belong also, I mean, personally me, I've grown up in festivals. And festivals have all independent cinema. So it has been a grounding for me as a human being, life ethics, philosophies, psychologies, revolutions, all has come from cinema. Whether it's Fellini or a Buñuel or a Tarkovsky, anybody you take. All filmmakers have influenced and changed your life. And somewhere has changed your morality also. What you grow up with, what you understand, cinema changes that. And independent cinema can only do that. No other film can do that. So it's very important to be alive with independent cinema. And you will have to keep coming back with it always so that it pushes the boundary and it creates a revolutionary. So that's the only hope I have also.
On a very hopeful note, we've had a great run in the last few years at international film festivals, whether it's Payal Kapadia or Girls Will Be Girls or Homebound or films by Chaitanya Tamane. So to the very मतलब ऐसे मस्ती के लिए, if we say that while mainstream cinema was really struggling, last year 2024 independent films had a blast, and Karan Johar has a lot of money to invest maybe in a Homebound, but the truth of the matter is that a filmmaker like Neeraj Ghewan and a filmmaker like Payal Kapadia will not really struggle for the next film. Some French government, some German government, Netherlands fund, somebody from Sweden, some white person with colonial history and money is going to give them money.
But एक difference समझिए आप कि independent cinema वही नहीं है जो festival पे जाती है. Independent cinema एक मलयाली फिल्म भी है जो 80 crore का भी बिजनेस करती है. People go and watch it. And because it didn't go to the festival, that doesn't mean that's a pure independent cinema नहीं है ऐसा नहीं होता है. So मेरे हिसाब से सारा independent cinema, it's a thinking that we started with. And उस thinking को आप आगे लेके जाते हो. It might not be in the festival, that's okay. But it's an life-changing film possibly. Yeah, and that's why it does what it does. I give example of Sairat example. Yeah, sorry. Question, yeah.
Oh, okay, yes. Time
Thank
is
you so
up.
much. Sorry we spoke.
No, you have to speak. I'm so glad that the discussion became lively. Thank you, Shujit Sarkar, Rajat Kapoor, Sridhar.
I just want to say one thing. Please go to the film festival and watch these films. We make it so, we put in so much of effort to curate the film festival, put it into the theaters, make sure that the technical aspects are good, the sound aspect is good. people should come to the festivals and watch it. It's not going to be big money, it's a very small little money, but make the effort to go to the film festival, watch these films, because nowhere else you'll see these films. I would say 80% of these films will not come on OTT. It'll not reach you. And nobody's going to, people tell me, will you send your film link on mobile? I said, why should I, So you should just come. People are so
chindi. By the way, you're preaching to the converted. ये लोग सब film festival जाने वाले लोग हैं.
Yeah, Sridhar, you're doing my
Give
closing,
yourselves
by
a
the
hand.
way. It was to tell you all to go to the festival. But thank you, Deepa, Sridhar, Rajat, and Kshitij. Just stay there for a second, guys, for this wonderful discussion. It was really, really interesting. You're learning about your challenges and your triumphs. There's one analogy I got, in New York when I used to work in advertising. The creatives was to want to work on pro bono, the PSA advertising, because they could do whatever they wanted there and enter all of those for award shows. So the mix of commercial and pro bono, or for kind of forwarding their craft or art. Thank you to Richa for so skillfully moderating this conversation. Walking in and questioning the topic was I'm going to do that next time. But thank you to our partners, the NGMA Mumbai, Nidhi and Shruti for hosting us, the Daily Eye, Rangashila Theatre, and obviously to the Waterfront Indie Film Festival. Vinita, please come up. Deepa. On that note, I think there is a catalogue they're going to release right now for the festival.